Welcome back, CoinJF collectors, treasure hunters, and history lovers. If you're holding a jar of old coins, you may want to dig deep, because what may seem like a simple copper coin, a small, everyday 1-cent piece, could actually be hiding a serious surprise. Today's video will blow your mind, because we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in the modern US coin world, the 2001 Ultra Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. A penny that could be worth hundreds of dollars, even more, depending on the condition and variety. Imagine holding a coin that's worth not just 1 cent, not just $10, but up to $442 or even higher in certain auctions. We're about to explore the hidden story, the valuable minting errors, rare varieties, and everything you need to know about this unexpected gem in your pocket change. So, get ready, grab your magnifying glass, and let's unravel the mystery and value behind the legendary 2001 Ultra Lincoln penny. Origins of the Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln cent holds a powerful place in American history. First minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin became the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original Lincoln penny featured the wheat ears reverse from 1909 until 1958. Then, starting in 1959, it transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial design, celebrating Lincoln's legacy and the Washington, D.C. landmark built in his honor. Fast forward to 2001, we're well into the Lincoln Memorial era, and the penny is still going strong. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco produced billions of pennies in that year, but only a handful of them stood out. Pennies with unusual strikes, rare errors, and nearly flawless conditions, which collectors now refer to as Ultra Lincoln pennies Part 2. The 2001 Lincoln penny? Why is it so special? At first glance, the 2001 penny might seem ordinary. It has the familiar copper-plated zinc composition, weighs about 2.5 grams, and features Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Over 7 billion pennies were minted in 2001, most in Philadelphia and Denver. So, what makes the Ultra 2001 penny so rare and desirable? The answer lies in grade, condition, strike quality, and most importantly, mint errors. Ultra Lincoln pennies are those rare examples that were struck with such clarity and perfection, or with such unique mint mistakes, that they became collectors' dreams. Part 3. Mint errors that make the 2001 penny valuable. Now let's dive into the types of rare errors that can turn your average 1-cent coin into a payday of hundreds of dollars or more. Some of the known and valuable mint errors on double die obverse. Some 2001 pennies show doubling on the date or the word liberty. If you spot one of these under a magnifying glass or coin loop, hold on to it. These are incredibly sought after. Off-center strike. A coin that was not perfectly aligned during striking can show a partial design or missing elements. If the date is still visible and the off-center strike is significant, you could have a coin worth over $100 or more. Coins struck without a proper collar can spread wider and flatter than usual. A 2001 broad strike penny in great condition can command premium prices among error collectors. BIE errors. These are tiny die breaks that appear between the B and E in Liberty, forming what looks like a small I. It's a minor error, but collectible to the right person. Clipped planchet. If a piece of the coin is missing in a crescent shape from the edge, that's a clipped planchet error. Depending on size and clarity, these can bring high values too. Part 4. Grading matters. How condition boosts the value. The next major factor in determining your coin's worth is grade. The condition of the coin. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with 70 being perfect, flawless, and called mint state. A regular 2001 penny in your change jar might be worth 1 cent. But a 2001 penny graded MS68 or higher mint state, virtually perfect, can sell for hundreds of dollars. Let me give you a real example. One 2001 Lincoln penny graded MS68 red by PCGS sold for over $442 at auction. That's right, $442 for one single penny, just because it was in exceptional condition. If you've got a shiny, uncirculated 2001 penny with no scratches, no fingerprints, and strong luster, it could be worth sending in for grading. Part 5. Red, red-brown, and brown. What do they mean? For copper coins, color is another major factor. Over time, copper changes color, from red the most desirable. These are fresh, shiny coins that retain 95% or more of their original red luster. Red-brown, a mix of red and brown tones, usually 5 to 95% red remaining, brown fully aged. No red luster left, A 2001 penny with an MS68 red grade is going to sell for dramatically more than a similar coin graded as brown. So if your penny still shines, you might be holding gold metaphorically, of course. Part 6. How to find a valuable 2001 PNNY. So, how do you find a valuable 2001 Ultra Lincoln penny? Search your pocket change. Always be on the lookout for high luster, clean 2001 pennies. Use a magnifying glass or coin loupe. Check for doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual markings. Use online databases like PCGS, NGC, or errorref.com. Send it for grading. If you believe your coin is special, consider professional grading through services like PCGS or NGC. Current market value. Let's talk about the real money. Based on recent auctions, private sales, and coin dealer data. 1 cent $5 to $25, $50 to $200, $100 to $250, $300 to $442 plus extremely rare and flawless specimens. Over $500 if sold to the right collector or at auction. And remember, market prices are constantly changing. What's worth $442 today could fetch more next year if the demand rises and supply remains limited. Part 8. Final thoughts. Never underestimate a. The 2001 Lincoln cent is living proof that not all treasure is buried underground or hidden in ancient vaults. Sometimes it's jingling in your pocket or hiding in a forgotten coin jar. Don't ignore these small copper coins. Each one tells a story, and some of those stories are worth real money, so check your change. Explore your coin collection, and always stay curious. The next rare penny could be sitting in your drawer right now, and who knows, it might just be the Ultra Lincoln penny worth $442 or more. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into coin history and values, and share your finds in the comments below. Let us know, have you ever found a rare 2001 penny? Are you sitting on a hidden treasure? Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting. Today, we're diving deep into the world of numismatic gold. Not gold in color, but in value. We're talking about a coin you may have passed by, tossed in a jar, or even dropped unknowingly. A simple 1 cent coin, a 2000 Lincoln penny, that could be worth hundreds of dollars, possibly more than $442, depending on its condition, rarity, and variety. That's right. This tiny coin that says 1 cent on its tail might be hiding a treasure within. So grab your coin jar, sit back, and let's unlock the mystery, value, and fascinating history of the 2000 Lincoln cent, the ultra penny that's catching fire in the collector's world. Now, before we explore the specific value of the 2000 Lincoln penny, let's take a step back into history. Why is the Lincoln cent such a big deal? Why are people suddenly paying hundreds of dollars for something most of us ignore? To answer that, we need to go back over 100 years. In 1909, the U.S. Mint introduced a brand new design to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first American coin to feature a real person's face. Prior to this, coins typically displayed symbolic images like Lady Liberty or eagles, but 1909 marked a turning point. Lincoln's portrait was selected to honor the 16th president, and since then, he has proudly remained on the penny to this very day. The Lincoln wheat cent was the first version, running from 1909 until 1958. Then came the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, lasting from 1959 to 2008. And in 2009, for Lincoln's 200th birthday, we saw 4 unique reverse designs, followed by the Union Shield Reverse starting in 2010. But today, we focus on the year 2000, when the Memorial Reverse was still in production. Yet hidden within this seemingly ordinary year is an unusual and ultra-rare variety that collectors are going crazy over. Here's where it gets interesting. Most pennies minted in the year 2000 are common. Billions were made at both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 5.5 billion pennies that year. That's right, billions with a B. So why are some 2000 pennies selling for hundreds of dollars? The answer lies in varieties and errors. That's what turns an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible point. One of the most talked about varieties is the 2000 wide AM Lincoln cent. What's wide AM, you ask? Let me explain. Segment: wide AM versus close AM. The secret of the reverse. Take any penny from the back and look closely at the words United States of America. Focus on the AM in America. On most 2000 pennies, the A and M are touching or nearly touching. That's called a close AM reverse design, and it's totally normal for coins from 1993 to 2008. However, a few 2000 pennies accidentally used a proof die, a die meant for special, high-quality proof coins, and this die had a wider AM with more space between the two letters. The difference is subtle but powerful. The 2000 wide AM penny is rare, very rare, and collectors are willing to pay big money to add one to their collection. Some 2000 wide AM Lincoln cents have sold for $250, $350, even $442 or more, depending on condition, mint luster, and eye appeal. Imagine finding one of those in your spare change. Let's walk you through how to identify this ultra penny. Flip the coin and look at the back. Focus on the word America. Check if the A and M are spaced apart. That's your first clue. Step 3. Look at the FG initials on the reverse, near the base of the Lincoln Memorial. On the wide AM variety, the initials are placed farther from the base of the memorial. Step 4. Use a magnifying glass or a USB coin microscope. A strong zoom will help you identify the spacing clearly. If you find one with that wide spacing, congratulations, you may have found a coin worth hundreds of dollars. But the wide AM isn't the only thing to look for. Double die obverse, look for doubling in the letters Liberty or In God We Trust. Coins not perfectly struck in the collar, where part of the coin appears bitten off. Die cracks and die chips, especially in Lincoln's face, beard, or lettering. These errors, while less rare than the wide AM, still add significant value. Even a moderately off-center coin or one with a bold die crack can sell for $25 to $100 plus. Let's talk about coin grading. The value of your 2000 penny depends heavily on its condition. If your coin has never been circulated, it may be considered mint state or uncirculated. These coins have no wear and show full details with luster. A 2000 wide AM Lincoln penny in MS65 or higher condition can sell for over $400. Sometimes even more at auctions. So if you think you have one, protect it immediately. Place it in a coin flip or a slab. Do not clean it. Cleaning a coin damages its value. Just handle it carefully by the edges. Once you've identified a potentially valuable coin, what do? eBay search completed listings for 2000 wide AM penny to get an idea of the market. Coin shows. Meet experienced collectors and dealers face-to-face. Certified grading services. Send your coin to PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. Once graded, your coin's value becomes official and buyers will pay more. Local coin shops, they might offer you cash on the spot, but always know your coin's value before walking in. Who would have thought that a single penny could be worth hundreds of dollars, or even more in pristine condition? The 2000 ultra-rare Lincoln cent, especially the wide AM variety, proves that treasure can be hiding in plain sight. This little copper-coated zinc coin, often overlooked or thrown in a drawer, could be the spark that ignites your coin collecting journey, or a surprising bonus in your pocket change. So the next time you see a penny on the ground, pick it up, check the year, look at the letters on the reverse. Because you never know. That 1 cent might just be your $442 ticket to numismatic fame. Call to action, ending segment. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2000 Lincoln penny, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more rare coin content, comment below if you've ever found a wide AM or any rare penny in your collection, hit the bell icon so you never miss a valuable update. Thanks for watching. And until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of a penny. End of script. Would you like a custom thumbnail description or voiceover lines for the script as well? Today, we're diving into a coin that many people overlook in their pocket change every single day, the humble 1 cent penny. But not just any penny, we're talking about the 2003 D Lincoln penny, a coin that has shocked collectors and numismatists by selling for as much as $442 in the market. Yes, you heard that right. A coin worth just 1 cent, minted in the early 2000s, could be hiding a big surprise and possibly big money in your coin jar, drawer, or coin collection. So stay tuned, because in this video, we're uncovering the secrets behind the 2003 D Lincoln penny, its incredible history, design, rare error varieties, and how you could identify one that's worth a small fortune. Don't blink, because the next penny you find could be worth hundreds of dollars. Let's start with the foundation. The 2003 D Lincoln penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 all the way to 2008. This iconic design features the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse or front of the coin, a tribute that began way back in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of his birth. Now fast forward to 2003. The Denver Mint, one of the 3 major U.S. mints, was responsible for striking a staggering number of Lincoln cents that year, 3,548,000,000 coins to be exact. That's over 3.5 billion pennies with the D mint mark under the date. With such a massive number produced, you might be thinking, how could one be rare? Well, that's where the story gets interesting, because not all 2003 Lincoln pennies are created equal. Before we get into rarity and values, let's take a close look at the design and composition. The obverse side features the classic right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, one of the most influential sculptors in U.S. coinage history. Just beneath the year 2003 on the front, you'll see the letter D, indicating that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The reverse side shows the Lincoln Memorial in stunning detail, a design by Frank Gasparo, which includes an almost invisible surprise. If you look very closely with magnification, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting between the columns of the memorial.as. For the composition, the 2003 D penny is made primarily of 97.5% zinc and just 2.5% copper, a result of the U.S. Mint's cost-saving switch in 1982 from full copper to copper-plated zinc. That's why these pennies feel lighter than the older ones that so with over 3 billion minted. Why are some of these coins suddenly being valued at over $442? The answer lies in rarity and condition, and more importantly, errors. There are a few key reasons why certain 2003 D Lincoln pennies command such high prices. Ultra-high-grade condition coins that are MS67 or higher, especially those graded by PCGS or NGC, are very scarce. The redder and more lustrous the coin, the higher its market value. Collectors will pay top dollar for flawless examples. Some 2003 D pennies come with fascinating and highly valuable errors, including off-center strikes, double die obverse where Lincoln's profile or the lettering appears doubled, clipped planchet where a chunk of the coin is missing due to an error in the minting process, BIE errors, a die crack that appears between the B and E in Liberty. These types of errors are not only rare but often overlooked by the general public. Some pennies gain unusual and attractive rainbow-like colors over time due to chemical reactions with the air. This is known as toning. Collectors often pay extra for beautifully toned coins with eye appeal. While billions were made, only a handful survived in perfect gem uncirculated condition, sealed and protected from day one. The average circulated 2003 D penny is worth just 1 cent, but an MS67 red example once fetched $442 at auction. So how do you know if the penny in your collection is one of the rare and valuable ones? Use a 10x magnifier or jeweler's loupe to check the details closely. Look for any doubling in the lettering or Lincoln's profile. Look at the coin's color. Is it a bright red with no spots or discoloration? Red coins grade higher than brown ones. Check for mint errors, things like off-center strikes, cracks, missing parts, or misaligned images. Any unusual defect can skyrocket a coin's value. Weigh the coin. The standard weight should be about 2.5 grams. If your coin is significantly heavier or lighter, it might be a rare transitional error or struck on a foreign planchet. Also, compare your coin with images of known errors and high-grade specimens online from trusted grading companies like PCGS, NGC, or Heritage Auctions. Let's talk numbers. In uncirculated condition, your 2003 D Lincoln penny is likely worth 1 cent. However, if it has been preserved in mint state condition, especially with the red designation, it can bring in MS65 red, around $5 to $15 MS66 red, up to $50 MS67 red. Recent auctions have seen prices between $250 and $442. Rare errors, like double dies or off-center strikes, can also sell for hundreds of dollars, especially if certified by professional grading services. Even a strange toning pattern or mint anomaly could make collectors fight over your coin at auction. So yes, your 2003 D penny might look like spare change, but under the right circumstances, it could be your ticket to unexpected profits. And there you have it, the full story of the 2003 D Ultra Lincoln penny. It's more than just a 1-cent coin. It's a piece of American history, a symbol of Abraham Lincoln's legacy, a miniature work of art. And sometimes, it's a hidden treasure worth hundreds of dollars. So next time you get a penny in change, don't ignore it. Don't toss it in a jar without a second glance. Instead, take a closer look. You might just be holding a coin worth more than 44,000 times its face value. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins and hidden treasures, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting secrets, and comment below if you've ever found a valuable penny in your change. And remember, always check your change because treasure is everywhere, even in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting. Would you like a thumbnail, title, or voiceover script version 2?